Hello internet people. I was this far from not doing a video this week because I was in hospital last week and have been writhing around in pain ever since. However, being practically bedridden has given me the chance to play a lot more Pokemon, which got me thinking again about the different ways people play it. So without further ado, okay, this one's a bit more of a how do you play Pokemon as opposed to how to play Pokemon. If you saw my first how to play Pokemon video, then you'll know how much of a control freak I used to be about planning and preparation. And while I've chilled out on a lot of that now, I have to admit I'm still a bit OCD when it comes to leveling. I don't know if you guys do this, but for pretty much every type of game that I play, I like to look ahead and see how difficult my next challenge or quest is going to be to make sure I'm not unknowingly walking into certain doom. In some games I'll even warn you and say, hey, don't think you're ready for that yet, you might want to level up a bit first. So with Pokemon, without being totally anal about it, I do like to just check what level the next gym leader or rival battle is going to be, roughly, just so that I can prepare myself so I don't get caught out and fail spectacularly. And while this might be quite a good tactic in general, I've recently discovered it can be very tedious. So I'm playing Soul Silver currently, and I've got all the Johto gym badges and defeated the Kimono girls, so now I'm ready to go challenge the Elite Four. I'll go as far as to say that Will, Koga and Bruno probably aren't going to be much of a challenge. I usually coast through them pretty quick. It's when I get to Karen and my Pokemon are getting low on HP and PP and my restoring items are going down, that's when I start to panic, thinking about how I'm going to have the strength left for Lance, considering his dragon Pokemon always have some kind of horrible trick up the sleeves. So before I challenge the Elite Four, I like to train my party up to around levels 50 to 60 to make sure I'm not drastically underleveled, which I'm doing right now. And while some of them aren't far off, the others, well, let's just say I'm not going to see Indigo Plateau for a long time, that's for sure. So we got 55, 50, they're not so bad, but this guy, Newton, he's got 19 levels to go. I've got some serious grinding to do. All my Pokemon have stupid nicknames, by the way. Does everyone else dig the nicknames? I actually used to hate them. I don't know why I was such a serious kid when it came to naming Pokemon, but I never did it. I think it took me till I was about 19 to actually chillax and go, yeah, let's call him Winston. But anyway, what about you guys? Do you like to be prepared and walk around one patch of grass all day, grinding Bellsprout till you're level 60, or do you just wing it? There is one piece of advice I can give you that's definitely worth following though. Don't be a favouriteist and train your starter or your favourite Pokemon ridiculously high and then have the rest of your party flailing around level 15. That's going to do you no favours at all. Try and keep them equal, that way you'll have a well-rounded team that can take anyone down. Next piece of advice, and this might seem obvious, but sometimes these things can really catch you out and be a real pain in the arse. Make sure you know the differences between the versions of the gen you're playing. It is a shame when you can't catch them all, or just get one Pokemon that you really like because it's not available in your version of the game. And while this doesn't usually bother me, there was one instance that really annoyed me with Soul Silver. I got to the point where I filled out my party, but I wanted one more Pokemon that would be useful for the Elite Four, so I thought about what types I wanted and decided on either Flying or Dark, which then made me think, why not have both in one Pokemon? Turns out the only Dark Flying Pokemon in Soul Silver is Murkrow. Murkrow? Tomato. So I had a look around and realised that you can't catch Murkrow in the wild before you defeat the Elite Four, which is no good to me because I wanted it to defeat the Elite Four with. Unless you find it in the Safari Zone. I'm just going to put this out there. I hate Johto Safari Zone. What's with all the blocks and the zones being different every time you go in? Like, I understand how it works, but why does it need to be that complicated? Long story short, it turns out you need to do a bunch of challenges and collect a buttload of those blocks in order to catch a Murkrow, so that's that plan out the window. Another availability difference between versions is items, which doesn't usually bother me either, but I completely forgot you can't buy evolutionary stones in Soul Silver before you defeat the Elite Four, which is a load of Pikapoop if you ask me. Now I'm going to be strutting into the Elite Four going, yeah, got my Vulpix. Couldn't find a Firestone. Next time, I'm picking Magmar. Okay, I think I need to stop ranting, so let's talk about one of the cool things about Johto. How much do you guys love or hate the fact that Raikou, Entei and Suicune are roaming legendaries that you have to track down as opposed to static legendaries? Don't get me wrong, it's super exciting when you get to a point in Red, Blue or Yellow when you realise, oh, it's time to catch Zapdos or one of the others. But as magical as that was at the time, it gets a bit old once you've experienced the Johto legendaries who race around the landscape and you never really know how many times you're going to bump into them. It seems more realistic to me, like it adds to the mythical background because they're always there for a fleeting moment and then they're gone in the next and you might never catch them. It's a lot more exciting than knowing exactly where they are and that they're never going to move. Catching a legendary Pokemon should be intense and seemingly unlikely. I don't know about you guys, but I get a bit unenthusiastic now about walking into Cerulean Cave and going, "Ha, Mewtwo, Master Ball!" Well, that was easy. Okay, I've said enough for today. Time for me to get back to the Pokemon Center and get fighting fit. See you next week! Oh, thanks, Pichu. That's just what I need. Did anyone catch the license plate on that van?